Hi, this is Glenda. My daughter and I have another market coming up in 2 weeks, and it's sort of a non-time of year. It's the day after Valentine's. It's a bit before Easter, but racking my brains to think what to take to try and sell. I've got pretty much nothing at the moment. Nothing that I've made in the past is what you could call a success, and since it won't be Christmas or anything, I'm so looking for ideas. So anyway, I've got this little explosion box, and you've all seen these before, but this one has a little bird's nest in it, and my idea is that I'll get some little, I haven't put any eggs in this one yet, but I'm going to get some little chocolate lint eggs, some sort of good quality egg, and put those in. And there's still room for somebody to add a bigger egg if they wish, but my problem with these is the price point, because the little birds cost me $2.50 each, and that was cheap. I mean, I've seen them for $5 or $6 here. They're quite pricey. And then you've got a piece of designer paper sort of on top of that. So, I mean, they're the main two costs, and then whatever the chocolates cost me. So this is why I'm only going to put in 3. I thought it was a novelty Easter gift for obviously an adult. I mean, kids like it too. My grandchildren like them. I'm going to put the tags separate so that they can either add them or not, put it inside or outside, whatever the buyer fancies, assuming there is a buyer. If not, my family's getting nests for Easter. And I did one with a window and one without. I think I'm leaning to without. And all the window was using a circle cutter and then putting a piece of acetate packaging on the inside of the lid. Obviously these have been done for a long time, but I'm going to do mine with my box maker, which helps justify having bought it. I wanted to get one of these to try. I mean, I know you can do a lot of things with the envelope board already, but I've fancied having one of these. So anyway, this is a 10-inch square, and if you don't have one of these boards, there's heaps of instructions on internet if you look for explosion box, and there's one on Split Coast Stampers if you don't find one anywhere else, which is fine. It's slightly different measurements because this ends up with a 3-inch box, because that seemed to be about the size that worked to actually fit any kind of eggs in it, with the ones that are standard on this box maker, which I found was a bit of a limitation. They sort of jumped sizes. It wasn't as flexible as I would like. Like the envelope maker, you've got heaps of choices in what you're doing usually, but not so much in this one. So all I'm doing is exactly as per the instructions, and I'm scoring on the L line for each one. Flip it over, punch again. I did the first one of these with double-sided paper, and then I sort of thought, well, the white sort of works. I don't have very much 12-inch double-sided paper. It's just too expensive, and I don't use it a lot. But I've got some 8-inch, and I just couldn't get a box that was the right size using the 8-inch paper. It was just too small. So I've just got a corner punch, because we're not putting the slits in this that are standard on the boxes made with the board. And these little punches only just go through this heavier weight printed card. Well, it's not heavyweight, but it's more than paper, more than paperweight. Does that? I'm sure you know what I mean. Just trying to make sure it's lined up. and I want the white to be on the outside, so score the first one's going in. I can already see that I've missed one of my diagonals, at least. And I want these ones going out. And I've missed just one. So I'll just put it back in the board and line it up. Okay, so I don't know if I can do it so that you can see it, but you fold these in and score them. And this is now the most peculiar angle for me. And that's pretty much the base of the box. So that we've got it like that. We've got flaps out. Instead of this being a lid, we've now got flaps coming out with our pattern on it. So for the lid, it's a 4 3/4 inch piece of paper. We're going to score it 4 1/8 all the way around, just rotating it each time. I actually want it that way out. And some scissors. So I'm just going to nip the little bits there. Turn it round. And I think I put my boxes on my sticky strip. Red line tape, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why they call it red line. I mean, red tape, yes. Anyway, the super sticky stuff. I've run out of the wide one. I don't know whether to buy more or not because this does the job. Just takes that little bit longer. Okay. A wet baby wipe to put the back of the sticky strip bits on. More static. I was so pleased when I discovered this. And fold these in. just for the record, 2-year-olds cannot put that lid back on. I gave one to my grandson, I gave him the prototype, and I must have put that lid back on a dozen times yesterday. Drove me nuts. The nest I've already made because it was a bit messy, and I've already vacuumed, and I also let my granddaughter make a nest, and you should have seen the straw all over my room. But this is packing straw from something I have had it in my stash for 100 years, close to. I don't remember where it came from, but it's just straw packing. And what I did was put a blob of hot glue down, and I put it down, and I sort of just made a ball of the straw, and then I squirted it with some brown colouring, and I mentioned the realistic water a long time ago. It's this stuff for doing water on models, and it's diluted, mostly water, and it just helps hold it together a little bit. So you could equally just put some glossy accents or something in a spray bottle and do that, or I don't know if it's really making any difference or if it's psychological. And then you just give the whole thing a haircut, and that's the nest. So I'm going to stick that on with some hot glue. And then for around the nest, more model railway stuff. This is the lichen you get at the shop for doing all your greenery on your model railroad. And I'm just going to take some of that. I have heard people, like I've heard Fiona Jennings mention that she gets something like this in her nurseries over there. I've never seen it in a nursery here in Australia, for those who don't know where I'm from. But that may be another option to put round pot plants. So you just want something that looks kind of green and nesty. But it does make quite a difference to the look of it. Sometimes you can get some nice big bits of this and it sort of sits in. Okay, so like with a minute of filming to go, my camera battery went flat again. I think I'll have to break out the new one and charge it up. But I do rotate 2 of them, so you know, all I'm ever doing is changing it over, but it's a real nuisance. Okay, so I've got the lichen on. I'm just going to tip it over so that anything that's super loose will come off. I have a little bluebird this time, which is why I chose the blue paper. And you just want to, because these flaps are there, I've just been trying to see where the bird sits before I glue it on, and because you don't want it in the middle because you want room for your eggs. So sort of to the side here, I think. I can't even remember where I got these. I think it was a local sort of, I mean, they're not really a wholesaler, but they're a discount shop in a factory, and it may have been there, but they don't always have them. So I've only got 3 birds, so I'm only making 3 nests, and as they may or may not sell, there we are, he fits in okay. But I like leaving these flaps in for this, because when the person gets it, they can display it like this, so it's really exploding out. So yeah, like I say, I have no idea if it'll go or not. Then you just need to put some flowers or something on the top. I've put a little medallion on this one, and edged the border and some little flowers on that one. So and just pop a tag in as well. So that's my explosion box. Good idea or bad? No idea. So thank you for watching.